got there.
Hi, this is session 5 of The Between. And I'm Dominic, he, him, and I got the full group with me as always. Could you just quickly say hi, who you are, who you play, and pronounce? Zina.
I'm sorry, I just started
sorry,
yawning.
just as you're yawning.
Anyway, I'm done. Hi,
I
Zina.
saw that you were yawning and I still did it. Oh, fuck me.
It was on purpose.
No,
Anyway,
it wasn't.
hi, I'm
It
Zina.
was just inertia.
They, them, and I'm playing Mix Hecate, I think Latimer?
Latimer,
I've forgotten my
indeed.
own last name.
Gwen.
Hello, I'm Gwen, she, her, and I am playing Eleanor, the mother, she, her.
Mm-hmm. And Casey.
Yeah, hey, I'm Casey. He, him for me, and also for Pike, the factotum.
Okay, thank you. And with that, last time we got almost through the day phase. I would say we can just close the day phase and do some wrap up from it in the dusk phase. The movie From Dusk Till Dawn did a number on my conception of what is the morning, what is the evening.
Same. I always have to stop and go, wait.
It's the other way around. Dawn comes first, not dusk.
Well, I think the only thing there is, I was going to say, I don't actually know if this is, or maybe it wasn't possible with the rules. I don't know, but just so basically, either it happened off screen or we alluded to the fact that Fanny did indeed get dropped off at Hargrave House to come and
totally
spend keep Miss Swindrake company. But I don't know if there's because I was just saying, because I know that theoretically at least there's a vulnerable move possible with an NPC, but I don't know if that is the case in this particular situation.
Oh, no.
Because I think
if you absolutely, we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but if you absolutely have something that you would like to do in the day phase, we can totally do that. I just assumed we were basically done, but if
the only reason I'm mentioning it is because Gwen left early, and so we just sort of alluded to it, and therefore I thought I would put it out there.
Thank you for that, Zina.
Yes, thanks to the library move, though, Dr. Swindrake didn't really have a day phase.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a little flavor then.
Yeah, going to read the summary. I'm trying to do it as legible as possible, and then we will go into our dusk phase, not dawn phase. Okay, so last time the investigation into the Limehouse Lurker continued as the dawn broke over London. The investigators gathered at Hargrave House to reflect on their recent discoveries and prepare for the challenges ahead. Dr. Eleanor Swindrake found herself haunted by memories of Charlotte Bell as she handled the organs she had acquired for her ambitious project. She recalled a peaceful hike in the Cotswolds, where she had listened to Charlotte's steady breathing in the falling snow, and a quiet morning spent in bed listening to her beloved's heartbeat. The memories were bittersweet, ending with a tragic recollection of that same heartbeat fading into silence at the end of Charlotte's life. Meanwhile, Hecate and Latimer noticed changes in their reflection, observing that beggar signs had appeared above the buildings in the stained glass window scenes, symbols that only street urchins would recognize, a manifestation of a recent encounter with a dapper boy. The morning's peace was shattered when Nathaniel Chambers, Master Warden of the Worshipful Company of Rat Catchers, arrived at the servants' entrance of Hargrave House. Dressed in rough working-class attire with a worn top hat, he was accompanied by a small band of people, black terriers, and possibly a ferret. Chambers brought dire news of war brewing between the people of London and the rats of the Undercity. He explained that a new underground tunnel connecting King's Cross Station to Smithfield had accidentally breached a giant cistern of collected human waste, causing a catastrophic flood that injured city workers and flooded the lower sewers. Since then, King's Cross had been overrun by thousands of additional rats beyond what the rat catchers normally hunted. The situation had grown so dire that they had discovered the remains of a person completely consumed by rats, with hundreds of tiny footprints radiating out in the victim's blood, and one set of barefoot human footprints among them. Scotland Yard had dismissed their concerns, leaving Chambers no choice but to seek help from Hargrave House. Hecate Latimer approached Dr. Swindrake that morning, noticing the doctor appeared unusually troubled. When pressed, Swindrake confessed her deep guilt over the children who had gone missing from the Limehouse workhouse. She believed they had identified the culprit, William, the ancient vampire, and that her failure to see what was right in front of her may have cost innocent lives. The weight of this failure pressed heavily upon her, compounded by the loss of Charlotte. Hecate, in an uncharacteristic moment of concern for another's emotional state, offered to bring Fanny to Hargrave House later that day. They suggested that the sex worker might provide both a break from Swindrake's intense research and perhaps some relief from a guilty conscience. Swindrake, willing to try unconventional methods, accepted the offer. Mr. Pike took it upon himself to investigate the Limehouse school during the day, hoping to gather more information about William's lair while the vampire slept. He presented himself to Mr. Chesterfield, the headmaster, as Dr. Swindrake's manservant on official business, requesting access to the roof to inspect something that might be contaminating the children. Convinced by Pike's air of authority, Chesterfield led him upstairs to the attic, a space filled with clotheslines and drying bed sheets. As they navigated through the forest of flannel, Pike lost sight of his guide among the hanging linens. The space took an uncanny quality, and Pike felt increasingly disoriented as he pushed forward cautiously, listening for Chesterfield's footsteps. When Pike finally heard a sound and pushed away the bedsheet, he was confronted with a horrifying sight. Mr. Chesterfield was floating in the air about a meter above the ground, and as Pike watched in shock, 10 small fingers clawed their way out of the headmaster's chest cavity, ripping it apart from the inside. William emerged from the gore, covered in blood and guts, smiling at Pike with a terrible recognition. "You shouldn't come here," the child vampire said before lunging at the intruder. Only Pike's quick thinking and a sudden memory of his past saved him from immediate death. A flashback to his days as a successful businessman when he had traveled to tobacco plantations and returned with a contract that transformed his father's business into Pike & Son Imports. The memory faded, and Pike found himself on the roof of the Limehouse school, having successfully navigated through the attic. The scene that greeted him was grim. Several bodies in various stages of decomposition were strewn about the roof, and a cat looked at him with annoyance, gently chewing on a human arm. Pike examined the sunproof structure that served as William's lair, a chimney-like construction made of brick and mortar, about 2 meters tall, designed to blend in with the other chimneys. The top was covered with a heavy metal manhole cover that would require specialized tools or multiple people to lift. As Pike studied the structure, he discovered arcane symbols engraved in clusters of 3 on both the chimney walls and the manhole cover. He carefully sketched these symbols in his notebook, suspecting they might be protective wards of some kind. Dr. Swindrake spent her day in the Hargrave House library, dedicating herself entirely to researching vampires and supernatural things. She sought out and found a journal written by Van Helsing, a former Hargrave House field agent, especially his famous work De Vampiris. Using notes from the late Dr. Lister, she compared information to better understand the undead nature of vampires. As she sat on an uncomfortable wooden stool near a bookshelf, completely absorbed in her research, something remarkable happened. The library itself responded to her dedication, magically reshaping around her. The bookshelves bent and formed a spherical alcove like a turret, surrounded by books with a narrow, high-stained glass window depicting a woman scientist. Her stool transformed into a high-backed velvet chair, and a circular side table appeared with an oil lamp and a cup of tea. Swindrake didn't notice the transformation until she looked up from her work, having made a significant breakthrough in understanding how to hunt vampires. Meanwhile, Hecate Latimer set out to visit Fanny at Catherine's, an upscale pub where the sex worker had accommodations paid for by Hecate's generous patronage. Dressed in hunting gear with high boots and a tweed cap, Hecate carried a bacon sandwich as they approached the establishment. In an underpass near Catherine's, they found Fanny using a stool to defend herself from a large filth-covered black and tan terrier. Hecate quickly distracted the dog by waving the bacon sandwich and throwing it far down the street, which the animal eagerly pursued. As Hecate approached Fanny, their finely tuned senses detected that the ground beneath them was dangerously unstable. Moments later, a large sinkhole opened up in the front of Catherine's, right where Fanny had been sitting on a bench, revealing a foul-smelling pit that led down to the sewers. The dog, it seemed, had been trying to chase Fanny away from danger rather than attack her. Hecate and Fanny took a stroll through the King's Cross area, discussing the unusual rat problems plaguing London. Fanny described the situation as dreadful, recounting how she had witnessed 10 full-grown men fighting off a horde of rats in the streets with sticks. Sometimes that had never happened before. As they walked along the cobblestone streets, Hecate were certain they could hear scurrying and scratching sounds beneath the very stones they walked upon, suggesting a massive rat presence in the tunnels below. Hecate mentioned that Dr. Swindrake required some relaxation and asked if Fanny would accompany them to Hargrave House later, explaining that the doctor needed a very gentle touch. Fanny agreed, expressing her gratitude for the comfortable accommodations Hecate had provided her and her willingness to help. When they returned to Hargrave House, a footman delivered a formal invitation to Hecate, a beautifully stamped white card with a blue ribbon written in dark blue ink. The invitation was for an event at an exclusive underground club in the tunnels below Catherine's, and it included a guest list featuring international heads of state, nobility, famous actors and musicians, and notably Mrs. Isadora Braithwaite. The event was scheduled for the coming night, creating a potential conflict with Dr. Swindrake's plans to confront William. Later that day, Hecate visited a private gentleman's club where they found the man in the sun mask, sitting by a burning fireplace reading a book. He was dressed flamboyantly in a white yellow silk shirt, a form-fitting golden vest with warm red buttons, knee-high pantaloons, and dirty yellow loafers, but scandalously, no socks. Hecate, now dressed in a well-fitting emerald green velvet suit with Bordeaux cravat, engaged in witty banter with the mysterious figure. They questioned whether he ever removed his mask, to which he responded that they wouldn't want him to, claiming that he was ugly underneath. They discussed the upcoming masquerade ball hosted by Mrs. Braithwaite, with the man confirming his attendance at what he called her legendary rages. Hecate ordered a lavish spread of yellow and golden foods for them both, including gold leaf on a golden yellow lemon posset, playing to a sun motif. During their conversation, the man asked why Hecate had never attended Miss Braithwaite's balls in the past, before Queen Victoria had deemed them illegal for being too sinful. Hecate explained they had been traveling abroad during their time, possibly in China or Hong Kong, pursuing novelty and improving their Chinese. As they dined, the man let slip a crucial piece of information. He was very happy Hecate was in the city because he had a strong suspicion, bordering on certainty, that Miss Braithwaite threw these parties specifically to get in touch with Hecate themselves. Back at the Limehouse school, as Pike balanced on the rim of the chimney, examining the arcane symbols, disaster struck. The manhole cover suddenly exploded upward, and William burst out of his lair. Despite smoking and burning in the daylight, the ancient vampire grabbed Pike by the neck with terrifying strength. In a series of massive leaps across London's rooftops, William carried his captive toward Hargrave House, demonstrating power that transcended his weakened state. From a neighboring building, William made a final high leap and smashed Pike face first through the tiles of Hargrave House's roof, then crashed through multiple floors until they reached Dr. Swindrake's laboratory. With almost gentle care, William placed Pike's body in the cooler where he had previously left his first victim for the doctor. Before departing, the vampire took time to write a note to Dr. Swindrake. The note said, "I appreciate you sending your footman. Now, I would love to invite you to my abode. William." The stage was set for the confrontation that would test all the investigator skills and resolve. So, and at that point, our time was over, but Casey decided to put on his second mask. Would you like to tell us about that?
Yeah. So the prompt is narrate a flashback to your young adulthood before you were a servant that shows what a charmed life you lived. I think we see young Pike at work in the office of Pike and Sons Imports, and it's late, way past business hours, etc. The only other person there is his father, like working down the hall. His father comes into his office and says something like, "It's time to go home. Staying later won't help today," or whatever. And so the two of them leave and get in a coach. The coach, I think we get they're both probably dressed a little bit fancier than you would expect for some importers, I believe. Perhaps spending above their station, it might look like, as they exit the coach somewhere, and William looks, not William, I don't know why I said William. William is the vampire. Pike looks slightly confused, standing in front of a house that he's never seen before. And he looks at his father, and his father takes out a set of keys to Pike. I guess maybe I've subconsciously decided that Pike's first name is William. And his father hands him the set of keys, kind of like takes him by the shoulder and says, "Welcome home." And that's what we see.
Nice. So, and mechanically speaking, this mask that you put on bumped your night move from a miss to a 7 to 9, which means you do it a whole steady. And what you were planning to do, just as a reminder, was to do the information move. And I am not sure what the clue was that you found doing that. Oh yeah, I know what the clue was. The clue was, but it's just not on the mirror board for some reason. But the clue were these markings in 3.
The symbols. Okay.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
symbols.
think I actually have that in my notes.
Oh no. I was slacking off. Well, in fairness, everyone else can also add clues.
That is very true. There's no reason why that all should land on you.
Absolutely.
I shall also still get a
Let me
clue
just-
from you.
Yep.
Oh no,
let me
wait.
just- you need to give us a clue.
Oh shit, I forgot
That's
about
the way
that.
around it works. Let me
I
just quickly type
know.
down the thing with the sigils. Sigils. Magical sigils in 3. Covering William's old haunt. And now we come to the complication. And the complication is that it happens almost the way it happened in that worst possible case. As you stand there on the roof on this chimney construction, struggling to keep your balance, you accidentally step on one of the sigils, and William comes bursting out, like pushes you and the manhole cover into the air. You fall onto the roof, land somewhat softly in one of the like body parts there, breaking your fall. You don't fall off the roof, I can tell you that. But William is standing on top of that chimney and is hissing at you, visibly struggling with the hot sun that is burning down on him and burning in his eyes, and says something like, "You have no respect for other people's homes, do you? I don't see why I should have respect. Why I should respect yours." And then he jumps off to somewhere like between 2 houses where there's a little bit of shade. Complication being that we're back to the original question: where's the vampire's nest? Because this is not it anymore.
Of course. Awesome.
And then yeah.
Can't double mask, can you?
What?
You can't double mask, can you?
But yeah, speaking of masks, let's just keep in mind when you do the answer the question thing in a minute, assuming that you want to do that, you still have the Mask of the Sun. And the Mask of the Sun is the only way that you can bump up a question or answer a question move in case you don't roll a 12 plus. Like there's no, and if you don't use it for that roll, it's gone anyway because it's only there as long as the threat is active.
So basically, that means we can already be sure that we'll at least get a mixed success if we use that.
Yes, even if you roll atrociously.
Speaking of the answer a question move, so given that I still have a clue to stumble on, would we prefer to have one to the Limehouse Lurker? Because I had an idea about Sally No Face, but yeah, if we prefer a Limehouse Lurker one, I guess maybe we could workshop another clue that could be conceivably gained from having a vulnerable move with the man in the sun mask.
Yeah, and to remind everybody where the clue is coming from. It's coming from that discussion that Latimer and the man had in that club. So it's like these 2 impossibly old weirdos sitting together and having a chat. So anything could fall out of that.
Weirdos were yet undeniable somehow.
And the man has a strong connection to like otherworldly places and the cosmic horror stuff. So if you want to give it that kind of flavor, that would be just perfect.
Yeah, see, because my thought for the Sally No Face one was just about the whole mask situation and the, beauty and recovering beauty in, unusual means, and sort of something, like somewhat of a connection between him because he wears this. But if we want to find one for the Limehouse Lurker, I'm happy to figure that out.
Dina, do you remember where that clue came from? What was that?
No, I just said that was my idea to.
No, it's all good. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just wondering.
What do you
from a
mean?
vulnerable move.
My vulnerable move one that we were just talking about.
Vulnerable. Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure if that was some undeniable stuff that happened.
Oh no. I was just.
Yeah, okay.
It's just the one where I said, "Oh, I didn't do my homework. I forgot about having to come up with one."
Because it's a vulnerable move, you get to.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay, now I'm.
This time I'm just like I'm happy to workshop it because I can't think of something right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we need clues for all the threats, right? So I'm not worried if we pick if we go with a clue for Sally No Face or whatever. That's
right. Well, given that we still have that mask left, and we know we are not going to completely fail, I guess we can just do that. All right. I don't know how to actually formulate this though. Like, I mean, in a way. Well, my other idea. No, wait. We don't actually know that. No, I'm not actually just making up.
You can totally absolutely just.
No, what I meant is I'm not stating the obvious here because I mean maybe that is obvious if you've read the thing, but I haven't actually read the whole mystery, and I'm like, well, there's something about faces being removed, so why not masks and shit like that?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me. The question is just what the mask would be. What the like I will shut up because it's your call to workshop that. But if you need my input, I have an idea. But I will shut up for now.
So your question is, how do we get a clue out of this vulnerable move with the sun mask person, and what should we tie it to? Well, I mean, clearly this person has something wrong with their face. Sally No Face makes sense, but you could have a reference to that phenomenon. But you could also say like, I don't know.
So I've written something down, which is Sally's obsessed with capturing beauty in the form of removed faces, and then like hyphen used as masks ?
Mm-hmm.
I can deal with that.
And is that something that the man just like tells you?
Well, yeah, I think it just because it feels almost natural because we were talking about masks and removing masks, and he was talking about how you wouldn't want to see what is beneath that, and then the chatter about town is about these grim findings of bodies with their faces removed, or and somehow we get to this sort of idea that maybe he goes like, yes, old Sally, well, she's taken up a rather even more unconventional means than me,
Yeah, I can see that. Like, I think the way he frames it is that he says, oh yeah, Sally, I know her work. She is
Sally.
she has a chip on her shoulder, but she has undeniable talent, and she uses it to make herself useful and make a pretty penny by capturing the beauty of people who maybe, in some people's eyes, maybe not necessarily needed that much. Yeah, that works. Thank you. And then we go to the dusk phase. The players may now attempt, before we do any dusk phase moves, the player may attempt to answer a question if they have connected enough clues and wish to do so. Do you wish to answer a question? You have just enough to roll with a vampire's nest with 0?
Well, here's an idea. So if we go to, I don't know if that invitation was for Mix Latimer only or all of us to go to the little soiree.
That wasn't clear. If you want to go, I'm sure Mix Latimer can get a +1. And then
I don't think Mix Latimer gives a shit about a +1. They'll just turn up with whoever they please to bring.
Fair. I just was thinking if we've got a conflict, a scheduling conflict, it's like I can pencil in kill vampire or strange party, or I love this. This is my my social calendar. But
we can also
so we could do the strange. we could do the strange party, and you could end up getting clues, and then we could roll tomorrow. But I'm fine with rolling with +0. What's the worst that could happen? She said portentously.
The worst that could happen would be a mixed success.
Yes.
No, it's
Um,
worse than that, I thought.
No.
You forgot your line, Dominic. Anyway.
That was just
But-
my autos brain being too literal minded.
That's okay.
But speaking of our actual clues, I was like, oh no, how are we going to use this? But actually, I feel like this is actually not too bad to use for the where's the vampire's nest, despite the fact that he is no longer in that shack, right? Because obviously we can just say, okay, a shack on the roof. So this is where he used to be. Well, obviously, I mean, it seems obvious, but we need to find another place that is also protected against sunlight. He seems to like to be up top, because we also found the body with the blood dripping from an upper window at Woolwich Arsenal. Maybe he's around there. Maybe if we go poking around there, there's some other little,
Yeah, it makes sense to look
structure.
somewhere upstairs, right?
And maybe in Dr. Van Helsing's notes on hunting vampires, we got some clues as to how to, look for the most likely places, or signs that a regular person wouldn't notice. And maybe they're even, I don't know, related to these sigils, or maybe the others, maybe the sigils are part of that. And as we check out Woolwich Arsenal, we realize, oh yes, there are also some sigils going up on, I don't know, along the roof tiles or whatever hell. Anyway, so basically, I feel like we could actually use all 4 of those to answer the question.
I think that makes sense, right?
Yeah. Could I propose maybe a slightly different answer?
Absolutely.
I like everything that I just want to, I have an idea that what if the magical sigils in 3s are also on the padlock that Pike took, the little magic padlock out of the library, and William has actually been living, his actual nest is in the restricted section of the library in Hargrave House, and that's why he's been able to access the things inside Hargrave House this whole time.
That is some lateral thinking. I like it.
Okay, I like it too. The only question is, how do we then use all of the other clues?
I think all of those stand. I think he hunts on rooftops. I think he's trying to lead us astray. I think he's leaving red herrings and taunting us.
We figure it out because of your log, and also because of Miss Swindrake's studying of the book and going hang on a second.
Right, yeah.
And that area is also in the library, right?
There's just one slight wrinkle in that theory, and that is that he only started hunting 2 nights ago. Did he just move in there 2 nights ago and you didn't notice, or what happened there?
Maybe the book reports that Van Helsing discovered that an elder vampire had been housing, lairing in that locked area, and all of the vampires but one offspring was killed, and the one offspring is the only creature that might know how to get there, and so it gives me the clue that maybe that vampire has found a way back in recently.
You mean
I don't know.
He came from outside of London to free his old sire or something like that?
No, that
Get revenge
he is the
on
only
us.
one who got away when Van Helsing cleared out that nest.
And
but
he returns,
and then he's been gone for ages.
Okay, and then he returned specifically to get revenge on you and spend 2 nights snacking on sex workers and children.
I mean, people do like to go back to their childhood homes and stuff, nostalgia. Not all of them, but some people do.
Also to draw us out, right? Maybe it would be difficult to fight us in the Hargrave house, but to draw us out, to separate us out, just get Mr. Pike, and then just get Swindrake, and then just get Mix Latimer separately. I don't know. It's just a guess. I'm just trying to make it all work. I mean, I don't care whether we could also spin it such that it's not that the a lot the creature that William is hiding in the Hargrave house. It's just the same kind of ward.
Yeah.
You know? So William
Oh,
is
yeah,
up on the
totally.
roof, and looking at the lock, we realize, oh, wait a minute, we know how to manipulate this because it's Swindrake magic or something, or not Swindrake magic, Hargrave magic, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, right.
Either way, I mean, I'm also happy for it to be a Hargrave house. Why not? If that's like, because I thought that was a good idea, but I feel like we can make it work one way or the other.
Yeah, no, I'm not against it being him basically living under the rafters of Hargrave House. I'm just trying to make it sense with what we established so far.
Well,
And
then
the
let's just
last,
do the. No, go ahead.
But like I said, he could have just been gone, like
y-
ever since he was,
yeah,
driven out.
and when Pike,
Or he just moved into Hargrave House now after being scared out of the, because he told Pike, like,
that would
you know.
that would make much more sense to me because he was like, it says, yeah, as you just said, right, that he said to Pike, hey, you come to my house, then I'll come to your house.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, he's also already been.
Right.
True.
How to manipulate those wards? He's got them on his house in Limehouse, so he can get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice. That maybe the lock also like was meant to protect against vampires, but it's broken, unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
Somebody broke it. Hmm.
So who's playing the move? Who's rolling?
I think
I would-
Casey, was your idea about to put him back in Hargrave. You want to roll?
Yeah, that makes sense
Very
to me.
straight. It's a 6.
Oh no!
Okay.
Wait, plus 4 makes it a 10.
+4?
No, but we have a
Well,
-4 for the mystery.
Oh no, wait, that's
Yeah,
0.
that's
Yeah, of
flat.
course.
You're 0.
Well,
Yep.
anyway,
What is
I
that?
guess we have to.
Looks like we're using a mask.
Can we
Yep.
use an item in our? Can we do
No.
that for a personal item, not for this roll?
Unfortunately not, but what you can do is
And
you
also
put on
not
the mask.
afterwards, I think.
You put on the mask of the sun, and it goes
Yes.
like this: each hunter narrates a dream they once had of primordial Earth, back in the time across the ancient seas, back in time when the spirits walked, when the sun was new and the gods held court. And that is a entire mouthful. So I'll just quickly look it up and put it in the chat.
This
Unless-
mask can only be put on in the resolve the mystery roll.
No.
No, it can theoretically they can that can be put on for every role, but these mystery
The most
specific
powerful on this one.
are the only ones that can be used for the answer question move. You cannot bump the answer question move in any way aside from putting on this specific mask.
Is that a new rule?
What do you mean?
Well, because I have this vague memory that you could also bump it up by requiring every single hunter to turn one of to use
True,
one of their
true,
masks,
yes,
which is
yes.
much more expensive, right, than
Yes, you're
using
right.
just the
Mhm.
mystery specific one. So that's why it's like this is the most powerful mask to use specifically when you need to bump up the answer, the question.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
theoretically, one person could also use them at any point during the mystery instead of their own, but then it's gone,
Yeah, you are right, of course. So I'll put it in the chat. Do we maybe want to have a little break to think about the answer, or do we want to answer first and then have a break? Like resolve the move first and then have a break. What's the mood at the table?
Personally, I would like to give it more thought than either a break or a doing it now, but that's just me.
Yeah, we can
Are you
take a
talking about
quick
like
break.
for the mask flashbacks or
For the dream?
like total resolution or whatever? Sorry,
Mm.
is that what you're
Then-
asking? Is that the next thing we're going to do? Is the flashbacks, Dominic?
Yes. The next thing is
Or
answering
the
the
dream
question.
sequences?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to. I know theoretically you could also push it back, but I don't like to do that because then I'm worried that it gets forgotten.
That works.
I really
And
like
also-
doing that.
And also, I know you do. And also in my experience, the answers to these questions don't get any better by thinking about it longer. The first idea is usually the best one. So let's
Right
have
now, but I'm
maybe-
also happy to take a break if people want.
Yeah, let's maybe have a 10-minute break, and then we come back 5-2, and
good.
then answer the questions. Yeah.
All right.
Hi.
Okay.
All right.
See you then.
I think my headphones are screwed up, Dominic. I'm going to leave and come right back.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, by the way,
Mhm.
I know this is not super important, but I just wanted to mention that Hecate goes by any pronouns. So she and he is also fine. I just
good to know.
not. I just rarely do it because somehow it's, I don't know. Every so often I have, but anyway, so it's fine.
Cool. That is helpful because then I don't need to correct my summary generator thing all the time when it says she.
Well, I mean, you can just mix it up if you want. If you want to be extra
I don't want to be extra.
affirming to Hecate. Because usually, well, that is the whole thing with the whole, what was it? I know that when I first was like trying around, figuring things out or whatever, I was like, she, they. And then it was like, well, if you use that, then everybody who isn't at all like familiar with this thing is gonna use she. So then it became they, she. And then it was like, fuck all of these people. They can just get used to it. Well, at least in the English language, that's for sure. But actually in German, I'm still not.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I'm perfectly happy
figured it out.
to get used to one kind of pronoun. Yes.
Yeah, but in German it's weird. Like I've heard it used like
I
by
know.
one person quite naturally, but I guess this person was also very like trying their hardest to be very, like affirming to their child, which I thought was lovely. But it was the first time I'd ever heard a German person use it in this way, and I was like, yeah, I guess you could, but I'm not even used to that.
Like, did they
So
just use plural the z for
no,
like
they just use they. But
they?
in
Yeah,
like they just
that
use the English pronoun in a
that
German
weirdly
sentence.
sounds more like more frictionless than using the German version of that.
Because the plural Z doesn't feel entirely fucking affirming
Yeah.
because Z is also she. And
Yeah.
if it's
Yeah.
an
Well,
AFAB person, it's like, no thanks.
Yeah, then you would always mark it in the verb by not conjugating it or conjugating it differently.
I know, but that makes it even weirder, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, it's just very, very
And
difficult.
let's put it this way. I also haven't heard of, I mean, I'm sure somebody probably uses it that way, but I don't really know of any. I know more Germans who are either like, oh, just don't use any or mix them up, or they are like, let's use they or a neo pronoun, which is also, one of those where it's like, yeah, that is hard to get used to, especially since there are several and German is so difficult with regards to conjugating everything and
Yes.
and yeah, so like, I don't know, my personal experience is mostly people just going, just use my name, please.
Yeah, that's the
Just
easiest.
leave it out.
Speaking of easy things, Mix Latimer, what is your dream that you once had about the primordial Earth back in
I have to
time?
even start. Well, right.
Oh, would you like me to get
no,
back
it's
to you?
fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Then let me just quickly read the prompt again for everybody.
I can
Each
read
hunter.
it.
Oh, you can read it. Yeah, please do.
Well, so each hunter narrates a dream they once had of primordial Earth, back in time across the ancient seas, back in time when the spirits walked, when the sun was new, and the old gods held court. And so, Hecate dreams of maybe even an earlier time than that, if one can imagine that, when everything was one and he or she or they was everything, and there was no distinction from her, and there's her body is all encompassing. And then she dreams of light suddenly arriving and of water washing away at her body and snakes crawling across her skin, if that is such a thing, if you can call it a skin. And she dreams of her daughter. Is that her daughter or is it her? Well, she isn't quite sure, but her daughter seems to be able to walk between these seemingly permeable boundaries. And then she dreams of another descendant of her daughter's daughter, on an island watering her and planting seeds and turning men into swine, speaking to the animals. And I think that's when she wakes up.
Nice.
Very confused.
Does it feel like a dream or like a memory?
I don't think he's so sure about that.
Okay. Dr. Swindrake, how about your dream?
So Dr. Swindrake is asleep, and she sees the primordial earth from above. Volcanoes erupt, continents rise and fall, oceans appear and evaporate, all in super speed. And finally, by the side of the ocean, in a bubbling tidal pool, something crawls out, a slimy little thing to survive on land. And the time speeds forward again, and there are lizards and mammals, like maybe bumbling around. But then you also see that there are these smoky, cloudy figures hovering as if they're in a council in conversation. 9 of them, let's say. And they are observing these little slimy creatures propagating.
Mhm.
And then there's the sense that some sort of consensus has been reached. And they all reach down shadowy appendages and reach into the bubbling muck and draw out a hand, a flesh hand, and slowly crawling out of the muck, beckoned forth by these shadowy beings, is something mammalian, something human, covered in this primordial ooze. And it is she, the doctor herself, climbing out of this muck. But she looks down and realizes it isn't her. It is Charlotte. It is Charlotte's body that she now inhabits. Charlotte's body that she drives like a puppet. Charlotte's body that she sees herself sewing together. And she looks up at the shadows and realizes now that, in fact, she, Dr. Swindrake, is one of them. She, too, has become like a god, beckoning life out of the primordial earth. And then she awakens.
Very cool. And Mr. Pike?
Yeah, I think we have a I guess a drone shot, helicopter shot, of the camera speeding over like a dark ocean, completely black, and then like as the camera turns from facing the ocean sort of upwards across the horizon, we get the breaking sun, probably set to the opening chords of the Elgar cello concerto, just for vibes. Um, and as the flare of the sun rising, bursting, coming into existence over the horizon and shining, like reflecting back off of the black waves, sort of overwhelms us. And then the camera is drawn towards the sun and kind of turns itself around the earth. And as the sun's rays like bathe the earth for the first time, we see swimming on the ocean in the waves like a glass mirror, a reflection. And it changes from, I'm not going to butcher the Welsh, but like the hobby horse skull thing, the like folk tradition thing, right? To Pike's face himself. And then I think the last thing we see is like just starting to swim across is the sun reflected back with a face in it. And that's when the dream ends.
Nice. Very good. And that bumps your roll up to a 7 to 9. And the 7 to 9 says the answer is correct and an opportunity can be pursued. But the keeper will add an unwelcome complication to the answer, and or pursuing the opportunity will be more dangerous. And the unwelcome complication that I'm adding, I mean, really, you added it. I'm just using it. Is so the opportunity. Let's go back to the opportunity. The opportunity is resolve the threat by infiltrating its nest and then destroying it or convincing it to leave London. So you don't have to kill William. You can also reason with him. That is absolutely an option. The complication that I introduce is, or that you introduced, is that Fanny is in the house. And
No!
The other person that's in the house that might be even more problematic is, what's his name again? Constable Lansing, the Bobby, who has been involved with Mr. Pike and curious about the intimations about Lady Dr. Swindrake, Madam Dr. Swindrake, maybe being knowledgeable about the murders up in Whitechapel. And he just, that silly boy, chooses this evening to check up on the Madam Doctor who did not answer his summons. And you might not like cops, but a dead cop on your premises might turn out to be a problem.
Mhm.
And I will remind you that killing a side character is an express keeper move I have.
Yeah. Not funny.
And with that, and you don't have to decide what you do tonight yet. That will come in a minute. But first, we resolve any playbook moves or special moves that are resolved during the dusk phase, such as Mr. Pike's second move, the day work move. So you spend most days caring for Herr Hargrave house, tidying up, managing accounts, answering callers. Each dusk phase, you choose one. What will be your choice?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask a question.
Mhm.
Don't know what the question will be though. Should have thought ahead.
Maybe if it makes the choice easier or the thinking easier, you could also use the other option to find something
Yeah.
in the house. Maybe something that is
Find
very,
something.
very helpful against vampires.
Yeah.
I guess that's yeah.
Give true.
Like
Fair enough.
a
Yeah.
Swindrake.
crossbow
I
with a
forgot about that
stake,
part.
or or some flaming powder or something that you can give the lady doctor, the Madam Doctor.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting. Yeah. That is probably the best thing to do in this situation, isn't it? Yeah, especially if we're gonna, yeah. Yeah, it's got to be something like if we've established Van Helsing lived in Hargrave house, it's got to be something of his that Pike has managed to drag out.
His silver tipped. What's
Yeah,
it
or
called?
I mean, I was
Pike.
thinking
No,
about
what is
something
it called?
maybe even like a crossbow or like something that's almost
Yes.
unwieldy. It feels like is that would that work? I want to see
Throw one out?
Swindrake firing a giant crossbow. I guess.
The
I was saying, I was
crossbow,
gonna crossbow. Okay, I was gonna say like a sword cane.
also
Oh,
good.
there. That's better. That's way more on point. I like that. Yeah.
Get
Also
it on
maybe
point.
easier for the mother to wield. And I mean, looking at her image, she doesn't look like she'd be
I just
doing so
love
well
that
with the
idea
crossbow.
of
Right.
that almost like consumption ridden looking mother, like with a giant stake crossbow. But yeah, sword cane also works. Your choice.
That's the word. Goodness, my brain.
So what will it be, Mr. Pike?
Yeah. Let's go with the sword cane. I like that.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Then and who do you give it to? You can
Give it to
Can-
Eleanor. Eleanor.
cannot use it for
What?
yourself, but you can give it to another person. Eleanor. Good. Then Gwen,
Oh.
would you please write that in your personal quarters?
Can I just remind you, because I'm just on the Hunters page, I think, Gwen, you have not added whatever it was that, I think, wasn't it? You got the Necronomicon, right? I think you
Oh.
can also, that was also something to add to your personal quarters from the
You're right.
library.
Thank you for the reminder. Okay, sword cane and the Necronomicon. Wow, I
Mhm.
feel very thematic here. I love it.
Great.
And I've
Okay.
got a poster with erotic illustrations. I don't know what to do.
Isn't it
I guess
like
you can always make it a gift.
they're fae too? They're not humans. I love it.
I know.
Well, you never know when that could come in handy to
Well,
distract.
luckily I have
your
a move
enemy.
where I give gifts, whatever it may be, to people. So
They might enjoy
Um,
that.
Yeah. And you yeah, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I just had a little brain fart. So we resolve the playboy move, the playbook move, and now we decide, and by we I mean you, decide if you are going to have a London night phase or a Hargrave House night phase. I will remind you that if you do a Hargrave House phase, William will stay up in the rafters, and the entire thing will stay unresolved for another night. If you do a London phase, then I mean, I think with the Hargrave House phase, I would also say that because time doesn't stop, you're just not going out. So the party is also going to happen, and Mix Latimer will just not be there. So if you want to deal with the boy and the party, I would suggest you do a London night phase.
Well, I was
That's your
gonna
choice.
vote for London Hard Face, London Night
Night
Face.
phase.
Anyway,
Mhm.
yes.
So do we want to split
Good.
up and have Eleanor go after the vampire and Mix Latimer go to the party? And I assume Pike come with Dr. Swindrake, but I don't know what state Pike is in. Last we
Oh,
saw
I
Pike,
mean,
he was on a slab. Hmm?
splitting the party would definitely be my choice because I don't want to miss that party. Sorry, I just
Yeah.
need to run
Mhm.
off for
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Of course. Then we'll quickly wait.
Mhm.
Little unplanned.
I think that plan sounds good, though.
Mhm.
Agree.
I mean, if I have you two here, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I wanted to go with that. It's the first time that we are pursuing an opportunity. Oh yeah, do you already have an idea which opportunity you want to pursue? Like whether you want to talk to him or kill him? And I don't think you need to decide that beforehand. You can totally also see where the plague takes us. I'm
I mean,
just
I
curious
think
if you have a.
Dr. Swindrake would be on Team Kill because of what William did to the children. Letting him go just means he'll kill children somewhere else, which she's not on. She doesn't
That's
like
true.
that.
Mhm. Yeah, makes sense.
If
Yeah.
he were going only after rich capitalists, then yeah, sure, go for it. But no, not children.
No, but
sorry.
he also killed. He
It's
also
not.
killed, like, I don't know, sex workers and like poor sailors and whatever.
Yeah, innocent
Yeah.
people. So no, he's got to go. He's a predator.
Mhm.
And unlike the
Absolutely.
real world, predators get punished in my games.
Yes, I'm totally on board with that. Okay, then we have a new unseen, and mentioning the pig god just
I wasn't talking
through.
about any pig gods. I was talking about Cersei.
You were talking about a pig god.
What? No, I was
Yeah,
talking about Cersei, who was turning men into swine.
Oh,
Basically, it was Gaia, Hecate, and then Cersei. I
okay.
made very, very big jumps in Greek mythology.
I did not get that, but it.
I'm a fan, right? I've got my
Mm.
Medusa shirt on. So
Also did come into it, but Medusa was not name checked this time. But maybe next time.
Yeah, I did not understand that, but now that I know that, it doesn't change a thing because what I want to
he
say is
still
that
have a pig god.
yeah, that even though you didn't talk literally about a pig god, tonight's night phase will be the cult of the pig.
Amazing.
And the
Where
copy
is it?
paste in the book. Oh no, I can just
go
don't have to copy paste. I can just do a screenshot of the thing, of the entire thing. So I'll post it in the chat.
Cult
form
of
a screenshot.
pig.
A secretive cult dedicated to the pagan swine god Mok has gathered in a fashionable salon and on this holy night to make offerings to their porcine deity. Okay. That was really bad reading. I'll do it again. A secretive cult dedicated to the pagan swine god Mok has gathered in a fashionable salon on this holy night to make offerings to their porcine deity. And we have a paint the scene again that we'll do together. And then we have some. I don't remember how I allocated it last time, but I remember last time Mr. Pike, I think, was last. Max Latimer, I think, was first. So we'll start with Dr. Swindrake today. Dr. Swindrake, so we all paint the scene. How has this otherwise sumptuously decorated salon been changed to make it a ritual space dedicated to an ancient pagan pig god? And then Dr. Swindrake will answer the second question. Mok demands a sacrifice of riches. What does the cult offer him? Describe the manner of the offering. And Mr. Pike, please do the third one. Mok demands a sacrifice of status. What does the cult offer him? Describe the manner of the offering. And then Mix Latimer does the last one. Mok demands a sacrifice of blood. What does the cult offer him? Describe the manner of the offering. And with that, we'll go to the paint the scene. How has this otherwise sumptuously decorated salon been changed to make it a ritual space dedicated to an ancient pagan pig god? Dr. Swindrake.
That's me. The salon with the velvet, chaise-longue and paintings on the wall has a long table in the middle of it, long, low table, on top of which is a long wooden like trough filled with rotten food that would
Very
be
good.
slop that would have been served to pigs. And it is very aromatic with buzzing flies.
So, Mr. Pike, what do you have to add to that paint the scene question?
Interesting. I think
Should I come back to you?
I think all of the furniture, instead of having legs like typical legs, are like cloven hoof legs or whatever, right? Like they've been styled after a pig or like yeah.
Very cool. So it's even dedicated to the god when there's no rituals happening. That's very nice. Mix Latimer, what would you like to add?
I think you I think the paintings on the walls, while some of them just look like, I don't know, what do you call that? Oh shit, what is the word? Sort of, some of them seem like they might maybe sort of pastoral images of, a natural world, maybe with some fake creatures, etc. If you look closer, you will notice that some of these creatures don't actually look quite like what we think of fays, that maybe some of them might be like these half human, half goat creatures or whatever. But actually here you see more sort of half pig, half human creatures. Some more human than pig, others more pig than human. But you need to look a bit closer at the sort of crowds in the images to notice.
Very good. And my addition is that all the doors have been removed because in this sacred space, there is no separation of spaces. There's no separation between toilet and salon. There's no separation between kitchen and salon. Therefore, also, obviously, no separation between toilet and kitchen.
Wonderful.
It's all one. Okay. Dr. Swindrake. Morg demands a sacrifice of riches. What does the cult offer him? Please describe the manner of the offering.
How about...
Sorry. No, sorry, my mistake. We're supposed to do a little scene in between.
Yes,
yeah.
Back and forth. Yep. We don't do all the unscenes at once. So, Mix Latimer, let's start there. You wanted to go to the party, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And the other two stay in the house. Then, how do you get there, Latimer? On foot, or do you take a coach?
Oh, obviously I take a coach. Why would I walk?
How are you dressed this fine evening?
Oh, how am I dressed? I think I'm making it a point to once again wear very, very rich jewel colors, none of which are blue. There is a well, I think we are once again doing a velvety sort of do you call it a smoking jacket? I don't know. Velvety is that a thing? I don't know. Anyway, it is now, and it's emerald green, and then we have ruby red trousers and a sort of almost white, almost sort of pearlescent looking shirt. You could think maybe of an opal or something like that. And yeah, maybe I even brandish a little walking cane that is bedecked in jewels of the same colors. Once again, no blue, of course.
Oh yeah. Okay. Very good. You drive there, and you already by now know how to get to the underground part of Catherine's. And I'm also thinking like I think we made a little, or not we, I made a little mistake last time by kind of surreptitiously locating Catherine's in King's Cross, which it was at that time not the gentrified area that it is today. It was kind of the dusk wall of London. So I think Catherine's will be there in Belgravia somewhere, so not super close, not super far away from Hargrave House actually, because we've been consistently describing it as an upscale pub, and that something like that would be in an upscale neighborhood. So it's not a long way. You could walk, but you decide not to.
I'm going to the pub. Is that where she is holding her party?
No,
she's holding it.
She's holding it in the secret club under the pub.
Oh. Oh, I
The
thought we
one
were
that the
going
man in
to.
the sun mask invited you to 2 sessions ago.
Yeah, I was hoping that I would go get to see her abode, but no such luck.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, fair enough.
No, she has to keep it on the down low. And yeah, you stop there. The coach drives off, and you do the stuff that we've learned to do. Present the coin to the man standing in front of the wound staircase, and you go downstairs to that. Let me try to remember what it looked like. We did some paint the scene questions about it. The place that was bedecked with tentacle focused and quite maritime ornamentation, also sun motifs. And you are, I assume, fashionably late, right?
Oh, sure.
You're not coming early. You're not the nerd that comes on time.
No.
Mhm. As you arrive, the party is going. It is as advertised. It is legendary. There's a string quartet playing furiously. Their faces wrapped with bandages. Is there blood seeping out of the bandages? Well, you're certainly in for something here. Women quietly gossiping behind their fans, only their eyes visible. And around that basement, there are mannequins standing around, dressed in the most extravagant of dresses and carefully arranged all over. It makes the place look much more crowded than it actually is, you notice. There's maybe, it's hard to say, but probably not more than 20 people in total present at the party. Although with all those mannequins, all these not little, like human-sized dolls standing around, it looks positively crowded, like a modern nightclub. Paint the scene question, Casey. What do you think? What kind of music is the quartet playing?
Oh boy. Something the equivalent of Stravinsky's Rite of Spring, right? Like something very like visceral and innovative for the time, or yeah, not quite what's expected, right? Something that's pushing the avant-garde bounds of chamber music.
Mm-hmm. Gwen, if you think about smells like an accord, like we have 3 notes, and then they have a piercing counterpoint. What is the accord, and what is the counterpoint of fragrances and smells in this place?
Oh, yes. Okay, so they are an expensive foreign perfume that, and there is the smell of an exotic spice, like, I don't know, something that would be rare, like saffron, perhaps, although saffron's not particularly aromatic, but let's say that. And the third smell would be something maybe a little earthier, like a rich red wine. And then the counterpoint is, clearly it's like advanced organic decay as a like a background
Putrefaction.
note.
Beautiful,
Yes,
beautiful.
putrefaction.
Great
Yes. Necrosis is happening, somewhere.
And as you step into all of this, Mix Latimer, what are you doing?
What
What's
am
your
I
plan?
doing?
Yeah.
I think I'm just, how do you say that? Just sort of mingling, moving about the place, looking at these mannequins and what they are, decked out in, sort of having a little look around as to who is present.
So let's put a pin in that and come back to that
Sure.
on the second time around. And we should not ask Mr. Pike what he does, but we should ask the employer, of course. Dr. Swindake, what is happening at Hargrave House?
Well, I think that Eleanor reconnects with. I think Eleanor descends to her lab after hearing, from the library, after hearing all the ruckus of Pike crashing through floors with William.
Sorry.
Wait.
Sorry, that doesn't happen. That was the description before Pike played his mask.
Okay. Well, then she reconnects with Pike, running into him in the
Mhm.
hall of Hargrave House, and
Mhm.
says, "I've discovered the most interesting thing." And they compare notes, and together they realize that they have the tools and the means and the knowledge to confront William right here in the Hargrave House library. And so she says, "Let's gather our supplies. We should head out. We should go there directly." And Mr. Pike, I feel compelled to let you know that should you die in this confrontation, I shall be very cross with you.
Uh, 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 by the way, speaking of feeling compelled to let somebody know, I feel compelled to let you know, or remind you that you can do a intimate scene in each phase if you want to, and you
Yeah.
two kids can even do it too if you want to.
Right. And
Um,
so I said, do you understand? So let's do that if you're all right with that, Casey. Do you want to do
Mhm.
that right now? Can we do that, Dominic, right now?
Sure.
Sure, absolutely. Mhm.
So I said, do you understand, Mr. Pike?
Uh, and I think so that we can someone can get their vice go. Mr. Pike, I have no intention of dying, Madam Doctor. However, if that's a possibility, and he like pulls out a cigar and will light it, I should take one last minute of takes a big inhale, breathes out.
And then she kind of does one of these. And, yes, very well. Like I suppose I shall tolerate the that odoriferous fume for a short while longer. I can't imagine what it does to your breath. Very well. And she pauses and says, "I would prefer, Mr. Pike, for us to see the dawn together. So please, do take care."
Mhm. In the vulnerable moves, is there any are there any conditions you would like to clear, or any things about your past you would like to divulge, or a clue you would like to find together?
I mean,
Yeah,
how
I
many
mean,
of those? Can we only do one of those, or
You two can do two because you're special.
we are? Mr. Pike, do you have a condition?
I do, which is disturbed,
Okay.
which I received by the way William had left the bodies around the roof that he had fed upon. The messy eater, I think, is what Dominic said.
Yes.
Um, and so, yeah, I think since I'm engaged in my vice, I can speak freely about my. And so, yeah, I think Pike. It's been a long time since I saw bodies strewn the way they were at William's shack. He like takes another drag and like you can see his hand like shake a little, and as he like lifts his hand up and like pulls his hand away, it's steady. He says like, not since the war.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And theoretically, you can also stumble upon a clue if you want to. And obviously, that doesn't make much sense for this particular mystery, but there are two other mysteries that you could create something for. Particularly with the one with the rats, maybe will present itself. Maybe now, if you have an idea, or maybe later. Just putting it out, it is there for you if you have an idea. Yeah, beautiful. With that, let's go to our second night phase, our second unseen. And now, please, Mock demands the sacrifice of riches. What does the cult offer him? Describe the manner of the offering.
And that's me to start. Yes. No.
Yes.
Okay.
Doch.
Um.
Yeah.
I think that unlike the trough of rotten food, the offering is only things of the utmost purity. And so, for example, like the blood of a healthy human, or absolutely fresh, unspoiled milk. Anything that it represents, like lilies, something that represents anything that is pure and expensive, of course.
Nice. And just keep in mind the echoes, right? This thing where you put something in your scene and then pick it up in the unseen, or the other way around.
Yes.
Yeah. And you just said like a spillage of blood and milk. That should be a rich ground to pick it up later.
Hey, I have a blood sacrifice bit. I will go into more detail.
Yes. And with that, we go back to Latimer at the party. So you said you wanted to look around, and first of all, you look at the mannequins, and the mannequins are, as I said, dressed in the latest fashion. They are expensively dressed, and not all of them, because there are quite a few here. But on some of them, you notice there are. It looks like they have human faces stuck to them with safety pins. So I imagine these mannequins to be. No, they're probably made from wood. Actually, that is more thematically in keep with what I'm going for. So they're made of wood, and then the faces are probably more glued on. And that might explain where that counterpoint smell came from.
Mm-hmm.
And you look around, and there are a few people you might or might not know. There is a few international, or maybe not international, but few like politicians and businessmen that you might or might not know. But relevant for you are 3 people or 4 people that are on the scene. First of all is, of course, your old friend, the man with the sun mask, who is Casey. What do you think? What is the man in the sun mask doing right now?
Man in the sun mask. I feel like the man in the sun mask is kind of holding court, with like 5 or 6 of these attendees, and he feels like the person who has a drink in his hand and is like regaling with stories, right? Holding everyone sort of captive with
That's
the
great.
things.
Yeah, that's great. And curiously, some of these attendees that he's holding court for, when he is like telling a particularly like interesting story or a humorous zinger, they take the arms of a few of the mannequins and like clap with them, like to even amplify the effect of him being a great conversationalist. Also there, of course, is the Dapper Boy.
Mm-hmm.
The Dapper Boy is dressed in the livery of a maitre d', and it's all very, very prim, and has a pencil mustache like painted on his upper lip. Because remember, he's a kid. He's like 13, 14. There's no real hair growing there, but he is looking the part, certainly. And he's ordering about the waiting staff, the wait staff, quite lowly. So he's not shouting, but if you go past him, like he is like threatening them to kill their families and worse, if they don't
Running a tight ship.
perform. Yeah, he is running a very tight ship. Also present is our adversary, the pirate queen herself, dressed in a blue dress with a big blue choker on her neck. And she is talking to it's not, you would say probably a woman, dressed in white, in a white evening dress, suit and tie, all white, and under her jacket, she's wearing curiously, a leather apron, and she has a featureless white wooden mask on, and they are in commute, those 2. Who would you like to talk to, if any?
Well, I will certainly, send the Dapper Boy for a drink.
Oh,
But
yes, of course. That's my pleasure.
Something with chartreuse, maybe.
Oh,
Keeping with my
yes,
theme.
whatever you want. I can also. Never mind. Yes, I'll go.
And
he scurries off.
yeah, and I think I don't know. Maybe I will. I wonder about these mannequins once again. I'm sorry. What is this? Okay, I know I can't talk to them. I guess I'm gonna. Yeah, no. Here's the thing. I don't want to seem too eager, so I don't think I'm just gonna directly approach Theodora. This is why I'm just sort of more like interested in, speaking with people here, there, and everywhere, and sort of, I might just ask the Dapper Boy about, what he's learned from his mistress.
Oh, sure. That
as
sounds
soon
like
as he comes back.
Yeah, that sounds like an information move to me.
Yeah, is it though? Because it's also the whole giveth situation, and
You can also invoke that if you want.
what I mean is, well, I did that
No, what you
before.
did.
Remember?
No. What you did was that you used your giveth to have him be a double agent. And then we said instead of giving you clue now, you can basically pull that at any point. Because the giveth always plays towards one thing that they do for you.
Right. So, well, I guess we're just gonna do the information move and then see what happens there, and then.
Mm-hmm. He could, of course, just give you a clue automatically. That notwithstanding.
Yeah,
but
but
that would kind of spend the giveth ace in the hole that you have with him.
we'll do the information move first, and then. Yeah. What do you want me to roll this with?
I think presence, right? You said that you talk your way through the party. As I said, there are a few more people there. It's not just those 4 people, but it's a limited amount of people, like less than 20.
Sure.
But you can totally, like, rub elbows, schmooze.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Presence. It's a 10.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a preference for which mystery that should be, or dealer's choice?
I think. Wait, give me a sec. I'm gonna check. Well, I feel like Sally No Face makes sense because that is also who he's working for.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you are just more sort of inclined toward giving me something about the rats. But no, actually, yeah, Sally No Face would make sense.
Yeah, okay. So you talk to him directly. Yeah. Oh, you said that, yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're not schmoozing around, you're not rubbing elbows, you're talking to him.
You can also let me stumble upon something by listening. Anyway, basically, yeah, you guys, I guess you choose.
Okay, fine. It's fine by me. Have you rolled? I don't have.
Yes, 10.
A 10. Okay. A 10 on information move is just a clue.
Just straightforward.
Yeah. I'll go with the clue that I wanted to give you the first time around. As you talk, like unless you have a specific question that you would ask, if you just want to fish him for clues and let me choose where it goes, then he at some point will say, Her Lordship, you gave me this beautiful gift the other day, and I thought I would. I obviously cannot pay it back in kind. Nobody could, but here, and he gives you a little box, a little wooden box that he had in his jacket, and said, "That is from my other mistress's workshop, and I think you will appreciate it." And in it is a woman's finger. Perfectly preserved, like as if it was still attached to the body. There's like no smell to it, no signs of rot, and it's hard to tell how long it's been in there because it looks so pristine. It almost looks in the light of the basement. It looks like it's made from marble, but if you prod it a bit, it is definitely flesh. Like it gives.
Wonderful. What a curious gift that is. Well, so from your mistress, you said?
Yes, one relic in exchange for another, I thought.
And I think Hecate is slightly bemused as well. Thank you. Question. This is me, the player. Is is this for my personal quarters, or is this just
No, that is a clue for Sally No Face.
Okay, I'm just asking because given the fact it's just one relic for another.
Yeah, no. I was just so amused last time because.
Yeah, no. Anyway, right.
If you ask him how long it's been in there, he says, "Oh, gee, a long time. So it had been in my mistress's possession before I started working for her, and she gave it to me as a reward for my help at one point, and that was." I would say a good 2 or 3 months ago, and I don't know how much older than that this is.
This is getting even more curious by the minute. Well, let me just can you point her out to me? Is it by any chance this
over there
in the apron?
Yeah, it's the person over there talking with. Yes.
Interesting. Well, I shall have a look and see what I can find out about her.
And with that,
Yeah.
we'll go back to the Hargrave house. What is happening there?
What do you think, Casey? How are we going to approach this? I mean, we can just say, we go, we see how it goes, we fight. Do we want to have anything special? I mean, I've got a sword cane and knowledge of how to defeat vampires from the book. What else could I have I
So,
can use?
Just so we're all on the same page, in my head canon, you like diegetically, you don't know that he's in Hargrave house yet, right? As players, we decided that,
Okay.
and he threatened to visit you.
Right. Okay.
Are we on the same page there?
I mean, maybe we think, oh, you saw runes. Maybe Pike
Mhm.
brings up the fact that you had seen runes like those down in the library. So we thought, oh, let's go study those. And then we realize that something's changed in there, and we go and investigate.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's when we discover it.
Yeah. So where do you go to investigate?
To the library where their locked room was, right? Wasn't that in an archive through the library?
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
part of the library we couldn't get to because of our magical lock, but we. Yeah.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. Where do you think William is? Do you think he's in the
Perhaps.
archive?
I think that there's a passage at the back of the archive to ancient catacombs.
Yeah.
Just the classic shelf that opens up.
Right. Yeah, you pull the candle out of the candlestick holder, and the thing pivots, just like in Young Frankenstein. And you go in, you descend some ancient stairs, and you find yourself in a crypt from before, somehow from before London was even founded, and that is where
I'm immemorial.
So it's coming. So it's coming from below, not from above. Got it.
Yeah, let's say.
Yeah. Okay. So you make your way there to the catacombs, and just as you pull back the candle, and the bookshelf swings back with a probably not even with a, but just like really easily in a way that maybe you did expect that, but others would maybe not expect in this house. There is a loud knock on the door.
From behind us?
No,
Or do you
the
mean-
front entrance. The front entrance to the
like
house.
somebody has arrived.
Yes.
I put we put the candle back, and it starts to the secret door starts to close, and we look at Eleanor looks at Mr. Pike and says, Mr. Pike, should we see about that visitor before we engage in our evening's activities?
Absolutely, madam. Absolutely.
Yeah.
A caller
I
at this
shall
hour
remain. Is
must be
worth
important.
worth checking on. So I'll remain here at the entrance of the library, not the archive, but the library, which is still a kind of, I can keep my eye on things a little bit. I don't want to be in the catacombs waiting, so I'll wait out here.
Mhm.
You go. Please do be prompt.
Yeah. So Mr. Pike goes upstairs, and it is name. It is the policeman.
Oh yes.
Constable Lansing, a Bobby, standing in front of the door and say, oh, I apologize the late interruption, sir. I was just wondering if everything is in order here in Hargrave House, because remember I asked Madam Doctor to visit us at the precinct, and she hasn't yet. So I'm wondering if there are pressing concerns.
Madam Doctor is a busy woman, Constable. You must understand.
I know.
However, she is in if you would like to speak with her.
Oh yes, please. That would surely save her from the trouble of coming to us. That's why I'm here. I am interested in, as you know, your information about and then he steps a bit closer, situation in Whitechapel. And I shall not make any untowards trouble. If you ask him in, he'll come in. And what do you do with him? Like, do you sit him down in the salon, or lead him downstairs, or what's the idea?
I'm going to lead him downstairs. I think Pike sees an opportunity that, like, if we get this guy involved with vampires, maybe we'll have like a cop on our side or something. Leads him downstairs, and we'll like immediately start talking. to the thing. It's a fucking cop. You have to tell your friend what they should say before they start talking because you're in front of a cop. And so
Mhm.
Pike is like, Madam Doctor, Constable Lansing has called, and I must sincerely apologize for not informing you by earlier. You see, they're quite interested in the situation in Whitechapel, and like explains, like it does all of that so that Eleanor knows what the cop wants, and also I think Pike also hints at what I was saying, right? Like, and given our current situation, I thought it might be more than appropriate to have a man of his stature with us, or whatever,
No.
that sort of thing, right?
So I think Eleanor is standing at the doorway into the library, and she's got a thoughtful look. She's considering, and she looks up and she sees you, and she goes, Mr. And she just stops because she sees behind you is the inspector or the detective, whatever he is, constable. And you can see her face just goes cold, and Mr. Pike. So maybe the constable just sees an expressionless look, but Mr. Pike knows that Eleanor is furious. She looks at Mr. Pike, and she looks at the constable, and she looks at Mr. Pike and listens to his explanation and says, "I see." And as she's listening, she walks casually over and just closes the door that had been slightly ajar into her laboratory, where there are like body parts strewn around, illegally stolen, to be remade into her creation. And then she goes, yes. And then she walks across the hall and casually closes the sitting room, in which there is the sex worker that is like maybe napping after the little visit that they had together. And her eyes get just a little bit bigger. She's looking at Mr. Pike like, are you fucking kidding me? This is not where I want to cop right now, right? In between my sex worker and my dead body experiments. Unrelated, right? And so she says, yes, you're right. It is exceptionally useful to bring the constable down here to disrupt my delicate experimentation at a prime moment in which even the smallest vibration amiss could throw off weeks, maybe months of difficult labor. I see this heavy, lead-footed man comes clunking down my stairs into this hallway, tracking his street filth all over my carpet. And why? To ask me about crimes elsewhere in the city of London? Good sir, and she turns to the constable, is that not your job? Why come into my study to ask me about your own failings in your profession? Now,
I
you wish
apologize, Madam Doctor. I did not mean to interrupt. It is just that your man there intimated that he has knowledge about the murders, or that you have knowledge rather. And I asked for you to help us with that, and you didn't show. So I just wanted to see if everything is okay. And as he says that, you hear a scuttling from the rafters of your laboratory. Night move. What are you afraid will happen?
Oh, I'm afraid that I don't know about the rats yet. So I'm afraid that somehow William has escaped the archive behind me and is moving around in the house around us and is going to reveal himself in an inopportune moment with this police officer here. And yes, I'm sure it will be worse.
That is the description of the move. It is worse than that. In that the way he presents himself to the policeman is by attacking poor Pike.
Oh,
and like
poor
pulling
Pike
him,
indeed.
pulling him up under the roof. And the constable will just scamper away and take the tail back to Scotland Yard. Yeah. I would say that sounds like a night move with sorry. I'm just called night move. We first should have established what you're actually trying to do. What are you actually trying to do? Like get him out of the house?
I mean, I think that Really, Eleanor's trying to take control of the situation. Whether or not, whether or not Pike is correct that this constable could be of use in the situation, she's undecided on. But she doesn't like being surprised and put on the back foot. Also, out of character, the Whitechapel murders, is that another descriptor for some of the murders with which I'm familiar, or is this a completely unrelated
The
set
Sally
of crimes?
No Face stuff.
Those are Sally No
Sally
Face.
No
Sally.
Face.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes. Very well. So,
Um,
yeah. So I think she's more
Right?
annoyed
Sorry
that
if I was
this
wrong.
was surprise. What?
So,
Sorry, Dominic, is that right? Sorry.
yeah, it's right. Keeping
Okay.
control sounds like composure to me.
Yeah.
Please
Okay.
roll the night move with composure. Composure.
So
for me.
2d6 plus 1.
Yes.
Tink, tink. Here we go. And I rolled a 4.
Nice.
Do I want to mask
So,
this? I don't know.
First, I will tell you what happens, and then you can decide what you want to mask.
Yes. Please do.
So, what happens is exactly as I said. It is not a rat, but maybe it starts with a rat falling down from the rafter, just poof, between you three, and you all look up, and you see William sitting there on a beam, smiling down at you, going like before he descends on poor Pike. I think he really has it out for you, Eleanor, and he wants to see you suffer because you rejected him. So he no, even better. He does not even descend on Pike. He just winks, gives you this little wave, and then draws a few circles in the air, and Pike starts to float in the air. And you hear a sizzling from inside of Pike's mouth as his blood starts to heat up and cook him from the inside before it leaks out of his ears and all his other openings. And he just lets poor lifeless Pike down to the floor and whispers to the cop, "Go tell your friends what you saw here." And Lansing just like is white as a sheet and turns around. Would you like to accept that, or would you like to don a mask?
Yeah, let's accept that. No, I'll put the mask. I'm not going to kill off Casey's character. No, that's fine.
Yeah, the thing is with like going so hard and always killing characters, I kind of pre-make the decision for you. I shall not do that so often, but it's fun.
That's okay. Yeah, no, it was appropriate. I rolled a really bad roll, so as usual. So my next mask is I can do. I guess can I do either mask?
You can do either. Either the next one in your Mask of the Past, or any of your Masks of the Future.
It's interesting that I can just choose one that would increase my sensitivity.
Yeah,
like I'd get a +1 to a stat. That feels like
also
weirdly. Go ahead.
One way, just die.
Yeah, I know, right? You just retire. Or I must attempt to bring child alive. Well, I'm not ready for that yet. All I have is a lungs and a heart. That would be a kind of gruesome life. Do I want to?
I mean, there's no reason to not play the Cosmic Passage, right?
I guess. I always hesitate to immediately choose the most mechanically beneficial move because it feels, I don't know, gamey. But sure, let's do it. Here's why. Since I guess this doesn't require me to narrate anything, but I'm going to say a little bit of description here.
Yeah, I appreciate if you do, even though it does not require you. You're right.
So I think that what happens is, as we're talking, even before the rat falls, the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. And I look around like, what is this strange sensation? Is there an electrostatic charge building in the atmosphere? I'm looking for like a scientific explanation. And then I look up and I see there's William, not just present, but performing a magical ritual. And so I look up before William can complete the act that would commit the horrific murder of Pike. And it's because in that moment, I become more attuned to the supernatural. I become more sensitive.
Nice.
So that's why it's like fictionally appropriate, I guess.
Very good. Mechanically, the 7 to 9 says you do it or hold steady. And it is trying to keep in control of the situation. But there's a complication or cost. The keeper describes what it looks like. And you just perfectly set it up for me. The complication is that you you only stop the magical ritual from happening, but not Lansing discovering William. So that is still on your hand. The vampire in the rafters, the cop in front of you, but that is something for the next go around.
Perfect.
And with that, we go to who was next? I think Mr. Pike was next. Mock demands a sacrifice of status. What does the cult offer him? Describe the manner of the offering. Oh, by the way, we totally overshot the next break. Do we want to have a break or do we want to go soldier on? What's the feeling? It's 8 past.
I'm good either way.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind a short break.
Okay.
Sorry.
Let's do
Oh,
it.
good.
No, that's fine.
5?
Till quarter after?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, quarter
Order
after
after
sounds
work.
good.
Yeah.
Yep, let's do that.
See you
Thank
shortly.
See you
you.
then.
Yep.
Totally forgot that there's a section for the night phases for the unseens on the keeper. Somebody wrote down the names. That's nice.
Oh, I had to keep track.
Thank you. Have you had an echo in the night yet, Casey?
I don't think so, but I'll definitely get one in on this.
Okay. I don't know if it was intended by Gwen, but the closing of doors and hiding of things that she just did echoes the thing about the salon not having any doors during the ritual.
Yeah. Which, not to get ahead of myself, I definitely wrote down as a star because I had thought about like, oh, do they change the doors to like, like stable gates or something? Like I had an idea where I was like, oh, do they like something with the doors? So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, because as every doctor knows, barriers and are important.
Not sure what I just walked into, but I guess I approve.
We just talked about echoes in the night, and it occurred to me that I don't know if it was purposefully or accidentally, but you had an an echo in the night when you closed the door that echoed my description of the doors all being removed from the temple.
Oh, yes, 100%. No, there was an accident,
Still, it's an accidental echo.
but I'll take it.
Yep, accidental echoes are echoes. Okay, so then now I would love to hear from Mr. Pike telling us about sacrifices of status.
Yeah. So we see all these like, what was the original? Fashionable salon. Yeah. So I think we see all of the like finely dressed men in this cult wearing like really well tailored clothes, and some of it has that same sort of like exotic flair that we see from William or whatever, right? William wears these like really finely tailored clothes that are a bit foreign, and we see like that same kind of like tailored flair in some of the finery that these men are. And then they strip off all of their clothes and like leave the clothes like strewn around in this club. And then we see their manservants, the Pike equivalents, step up and they overturn that table that had the trough set on it, and everything like spills out all this like rotted vegetables and putrid fruit and table scraps and all the good discarded waste of probably their very own tables, like spills out all over their clothes and all over, and like and these men are on all fours, like crawling around in this filth. That's what we see there.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Just finished writing. Very nice, thank you. And we go back to Mix Latimer. Last time we heard you. Oh yeah, you were talking to the boy and
Yes.
received that finger. What's your plan now?
Yeah, I think I've secreted away my finger in I don't know, some inside pocket, and I think with drink in hand, I shall wander in the direction of Sally No Face, and I guess if she's still in conversation with Theodora, then yeah, that is where I shall go. And
Yeah. Theodora smiles at you as she sees you coming and says,
do a little.
She's too old and dignified to give a curtsy, but she like gently nods and says, Miss Latimer, it is wonderful that you could make it to our little soiree. This
Oh,
is
indeed.
well, their nom de plume is Selenophis, as you might or might not know. This is Mix Latimer. It's lovely to introduce you to one another. I think you have quite something in common. And as you
Oh,
say
do
that,
we?
there's like big laughter from the other corner of the room where the man in the sun mask is holding court. Apparently, just told some very funny joke.
I don't. Yeah, I think I will just go. Like, do we indeed? What is that, Miss Braithwaite?
Well, a certain disdain for the society of small men that we are forced to live in.
Ah, well, yes, I can certainly agree with that. I'm not sure. Is this your work? Pointing at the mannequins, etc., and looking at Sally.
From behind the mask, there's well, I wouldn't say it's my work, and like a very like a little laughter, like a bell, covered by a wooden mask. I wouldn't say that's my work per se, but it's my contribution to this event. Yes.
It's as they say, right? I don't actually know how the saying goes. Like choose a profession that you love, and you'll never work a day in your life, isn't it?
Indeed. This was just a joy. How do you find the evening so far, Mix Latimer?
I mean, I do have to say I enjoy the music quite a bit, and the drink is adequate. I have to say the mannequins. I'm not sure. It seems like a terrible waste of such beauty.
Oh, what do you mean?
I mean, it's all just rather lifeless. And this sort of beauty really only shines when it is full of life, I would say.
Oh yeah, you're perfectly right there. But as I said, this is just my little contribution to this evening. You might find eventually that my actual work does concern itself with life and with giving eternal life to the most beautiful of creatures.
Oh, does it now? Ooh, I'm sure I have an acquaintance who wouldn't mind hearing about that.
Oh, you don't say.
Well, maybe I will be able to introduce you at some point.
I would love that.
Um,
In that little bit of silence that's forming, Miss Braithwaite gives you a smile and says, mentioning your acquaintances, I was wondering, might I visit you one of these days for some rum and cigars?
Oh, I'm sure they wouldn't mind a little get together one of these days.
I didn't mean to just barge in, wanted to make sure that we make an acquaintance in less formal environment than Belgravia.
So, you don't like the formalities of high society? I take it.
No, not necessarily. I think what I dislike mostly is the polite facade of the most savage place I've ever lived in, and I've lived in quite a few
pretending to
places.
be men.
Yeah.
Speaking of, would you excuse me for a moment?
Of course.
And I think I want to go, and I think Hecate is a little bit annoyed with the raucousness of the man in the sun mask holding court over there. And so that was the reference there. And I think they're going to make their way over to the man in the sun mask.
The man in the sun mask. Casey, what is the man in the sun mask doing?
Ooh, I feel like he's telling a story about a time and a place that feels obviously way too old for him. And however he manages to like allay the suspicion there. But it's also like pointedly about a place that like Hecate has been in the past or whatever, right? Like, so like if he's talking about the burning of the Library of Alexandria, Hecate would have been there at the same time, right? So like, I think something like that.
No, I think what he is. I thank you. a lot for this inspiration. I think the story that he's telling is how the cult of Mok founded this city way back when, and how they basically just settled here more out of accident, because it was a good place to settle by the river, and fertile farmland all around. But just echoing the theme that Theodora kind of brought up, and then he ends it with, and if you go over to King's Cross or to Limehouse or to Whitechapel, it's all filled with horse shit. These people here, they have the nerve to call other people uncivilized. Have you seen how they live? And then the polite society there is like, oh, yeah. And
not realizing they themselves are being called out.
Yeah, I was just asking for input from Gwen. Gwen, what is the thing that tells Mix Latimer that Mix Latimer might be in on the joke, but the people he's telling it to are not? That he is making fun of the people who he's telling the story about how filthy and gross London is.
Maybe he makes a reference to something, a feature of London 100 years ago that Mix Latimer would know firsthand, but they wouldn't. So
yeah, that's good. Yeah, a place that today is quite high society, but used to be a like filth hole 100 years ago or 200 years ago.
Right.
And Mix Latimer would know that. By comparison, young people he's telling the joke to don't. Like that Belgravia, like only 100 years ago, was also just fields. In the time span that they're talking about. Okay, Mix Latimer, just to pull it along, is there anything you would like to get out of the scene?
Yeah, so I mean, the only thing is, I'm not sure how the move works again. So we've already established that the man in the sun mask is one of my followers, one of my worshippers. But then it says, describe how the side character subtly or not so subtly debases himself before you in the scene, then scar your reflection. Now, I've done that once, but then I'm assuming I should probably have to do that again if I wanted to, frame a scene with him in that way.
Where do you keep your reflection scars? Is it on the character sheet?
Here. Yeah. Oh, which reminds me, I guess I should have marked it a second time at some point.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are playing Giveth, basically.
Well, yeah. So I'm basically, part of me is like wanting to. So here's the thing. I really enjoyed that little quip by him, right? But otherwise, I've been rather annoyed by him, and I want to take him down a notch. But on the other hand, I'm like, well, maybe it should just be one of his little, listeners instead. But we haven't specified any of them.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific listeners in the crowd that might be particularly distasteful?
Distasteful.
My cat is being a little menace again.
What is the direction you're thinking in?
Well, somebody who is incredibly up their own arse, basically.
Oh, got it.
Who doesn't even, whom it would never occur to that maybe he was being mocked here. Who maybe, thinks of himself as untouchable.
I have somebody in mind. It's a woman who is listening to him, and the thing that is remarkable about her is her like really youthful, wrinkle-free, and almost wax-like face that does not quite fit together with the apparent age of the skin on her neck and her hands that you can see.
She forgot to put sunscreen on the neck. Sorry.
As you know, that's not it. Maybe no. I think she will be too purposeful to let it slip. But you could imagine that if she were less purposeful and were to brush her hair out of her face behind her ear in just the right way, you might see a faded surgery scar around her face.
Maybe I will turn to her and remark upon her youthful skin. It's remarkable. It's almost like just like a newborn piglet of sorts.
Oh.
And I think I will reach out. May I? But not really wait to let her give me permission and sort of just stroke the side of her face.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, and you see the faded scar.
Oh. Now the cat is typing. And I think this is where I would play Giveth.
Yeah.
And as she is, as I touch her, she will, how do you say that? She will reach her own hand up to mine and, sort of cup it. And I think I will push her away with my hand and go sort of like, I did not give you permission to do that. And she will, well, how do you say that? Prostrate herself in front of me. Oh, forgive me. I don't actually know what she would call me, but she will.
Your radiance?
Why not?
Then
I will be like, speaking of, what was it called? What was he called? Mock. Maybe we should have a little demonstration of the actual nature of some of our illustrious guests. And in that moment, she will start, crawling around in front of everyone on all fours, making grunting noises like a pig. And, I don't know if she'll stop at any point, but for now, that is what she's doing. And I'm sure that is, to the delight of many of these weirdos in the crowd. That is my Giveth move.
Very good. Then please mark your reflection once more.
My reflection again.
And then I think she will prostrate herself for as precisely as long as you want her to. Do you want to do any of the other things that the move gives you? Like demanding information or giving her a gift? Okay.
I'm not interested in giving her a gift.
Then maybe you could write down as a side character Dame Margaret Teasdale.
Hang on. Oh God, this cat.
I'll just type it in the chat. She's a side character from Sally Nofield.
Mm-hmm.
Dame Margaret Teasdale. And let's go over to Hargrave House. We have, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes more minutes of playtime at the most. We don't have to rush through the night phase in one session, but just so we have an idea of how much time we have and how much more we have to do. And we have two more after this one more go round of scenes. So we are going towards the thrilling finale, and I will frame the scene by going that after you interrupt his ritual. No, actually, no. You interrupt his ritual, and what do you do now? I can do whatever I want as a keeper reaction once I know what you're doing.
I think, man, Pike really has put himself into a tight situation. So I think Pike is going to try to get out of this. And opens his arms and looks up at William and says, I seem to be the one here you have an issue with. If you I'm right, I'm trying to get him to attack me in this moment, giving Eleanor the moment she might need. But I'm trying to come here, embrace me, grab me, take me, whatever you want. But if I'm the problem, I'm trying to
And you try to goad him into attacking you. That sounds like a knight move to me. And since you are doing that in defense of your employer, you get advantage.
Awesome. Composure?
Noble.
I didn't think about what ability to do it with. Composure makes sense. Sure.
Okay. All right.
To not lose your nerves. Also not. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh no. Okay. So it's the best two, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Like
three and a
3d6 and the best two. Hmm?
yes. Okay. So 3 and a 5 is an 8 plus 1 is a 9.
Can I use a thing?
Great.
Can I use
Well, not
an
on his
item
move.
or no? Oh, not on, oh, I
Not
can't
on
like
his move.
assist or something. Okay, cool.
No,
All right.
and he already has an advantage anyway. A 9 on a night move means you do it and or hold steady, but there is a complication or cost. The keeper describes what it looks like. Yep. So he smiles at you and says, "Mr. Pike, you're not what I'm here for. You're a tool at best." And he jumps down. But like, I mean, what you wanted to achieve is that he attacks you and you hold steady doing like you have success in that. But almost as an afterthought, he just reaches out and like lifts off the young constable from the floor and just breaks his neck without even looking at him, just as an afterthought. Like, you deal with that. I'm not about to review you to the authorities. I'm not a monster. It's kind of his thing. Then he stands in front of you and says, "If you want to dance, let's dance." Looking up to you because he is like 1.20 tall.
Right.
Gwen, what are you doing? Or rather, Doctor Swindrake.
I think that she has reached into her little medical case that she has with her. That is her like where she keeps her notes in her notebook, and she's pulled out an ancient tome bound in human skin. With strange sigils all over it, and she has opened it to the page she had marked, a page indicated as containing a ritual that Dr. Van Helsing had used to render vampires incapacitated.
What
And
are you
she
afraid will happen?
Oh, I'm afraid that
I should have asked that crazy as well. I forgot. But now you. Sorry. What are you afraid will happen?
I'm afraid. Let's say I'm afraid that I'm afraid the spell won't work. Let's just go with something simple, and you can make it much worse.
Okay, I'm going to try for something that does not mean you have. Like, I want you to have a choice. Actually, I think, yeah, like he is a like it would maybe give him too much credit to call him a spurned lover. He is a frustrated stalker, and what he wants to do is fuck with you in a way that hurts you. So what he will do is, or what will happen if you fail, is that you will be too slow, and he will take a gas lamp from the wall and just set fire to your work.
Yeah. Okay.
To your I don't know. Maybe just throw it on the slab, and the chemicals there will catch fire.
Oh no. Okay. And do I declare if I want to use an item from my personal belongings after rolling or before?
Before rolling, because you get advantage with it.
Okay, then I will be using the Necronomicon since I'm holding it.
That's
and its spell will be powerful. And so my personal quarters, I'm marking the Necronomicon. And then would you say this is reason since I'm trying to cast a spell?
That's sensitivity, because it's to do with supernatural stuff.
Well, good thing I just bumped that, huh? And I get 3d6 plus 1. So here we go. Take the two highest. That is, it doesn't matter. I rolled 3 5s. So that is 11.
Nice. And 11 on the night move means you do what you intended to and hold steady. Describe what it looks like. You could also, just putting it out, use a mask to put it bump it to a 12 plus, which would give you some extra benefit of my choosing, if that's what you would like.
I mean, yeah, why not? I'm curious, and I always am of a mind in a game that if I end the game and there are unspent resources, I have not done my job. So, spend away. And I shall spend looking at my masks. Yes, I will spend the mask of the past. Narrate a flashback to the first time I experienced love for the person I lost. Do I do that right this moment?
Okay. Yeah. So the benefit that I will give you is that the fight is over. You win.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
ask you to narrate how that happens, and if you can weave in the flashback, that would be perfect. But we do it on the next and last go round.
Okay.
For now, I would be interested in Miss Latimer to tell us about the sacrifice of blood.
Mm.
What does the
Yeah,
cult offer him, and describe the manner of the offering.
Yeah. So we watch these all these naked writhing bodies that we saw in the previous scene already, who are, I'm assuming, also maybe writhing in the overturned contents of the trough. Quite disgusting, and I don't know, but they seem to really revel in it. And as this is going on, a cloaked figure with a mask turns up. I think the mask is it seems to be depicting sort of a moon like shape, and they just make a little gesture that seems to be encompassing all of these people and the contents of the trough, and not all of them, but the ones that have not just been writhing in it, but also been eating this from the trough, or from the, well, it's not the trough anymore. You know what I mean? The rotten food and whatever, they start to morph into a different shape. Indeed, they start looking more like pigs. The snouts, the nose and the mouth elongate and, form a snout, and they start making the grunting noises all over the place. And the moon-faced person just muffles, long pig indeed. And they take out a very, very old-looking dagger and just start slicing throats of grunting pigs. And that is our blood sacrifice.
Beautiful.
What did you say?
I said beautiful, and I was still typing.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And with that, we go to our last quick go round. Do we? Or no? Let's stop here. Because I do want to give you the time to narrate your last things, and let's go to stars and wishes. I can start because I did write 2 things down, and that is the star for Gwen closing the doors. Like, that was really, really nice. Like this, like, first of all, that you kept that in mind. That is an issue. And second of all, just like this, how you described the anger, and like how you like closed all the doors and like did all the things. Just beautiful. Made me feel like I'm 16 again, and my mom's walking to my room. And a star for Pike for the memories of Crimea, and the last minute of pleasure as you smoked the cigar. That was cool. And for Mix Latimer for debasing the poor lady. Like that, like the way you set it up. You said I understood that you wanted somebody else to bring him down, so I was already like, okay, as soon as Xena stops talking, she will go like let's slip that she's also old enough to remember that he is full of shit. But you took it in a totally different direction, which I liked a lot.
Yeah, I think it was on a warpath today.
Yep. Yeah. Xena, do you have any stars or wishes?
I mean, I feel like, yeah, just closing the doors was obviously a good one. Also, just the way that you did it with the whole like, well, there's a sex worker over here, and then my very delicate experiments, and and just the what was it? Yes, so indignant about the interruption, and I guess in a way also going like, my manservant really should know better than just to let this guy in.
A police officer down into our basement. Oh my goodness.
I also really loved the way that you described how Pike is once again being killed by this vampire, being cooked from the inside. That was very good. And I just thought, like, poor old Pike, like he's really getting the brunt of these keeper moves. And I was just looking at mine. I was like, I have only put on one mask so far. I guess it doesn't help that I keep having to do moves with presence because
Yeah,
it's just not as much.
That's you playing to your strength.
I guess. But yeah, anyway, I really enjoyed that. So I don't know if there's more stars. I wasn't really taking notes today. I was just enjoying a lot of stuff. So I'm sure there's stuff I'm missing. But yeah.
And Casey, do you have anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, definitely. I'll second the giveth move and and that lady. Yeah, the night phase is really interesting. I really liked the unseens that we've done. Like they fucking rule. Actually, everyone really
Yeah.
brings it. So stars for all of that. And especially the way that the like echoes in the night seem to be happening. Again, maybe it's just synchronicity and we're just like stumbling into them. Mine was intentional, but I like those a lot. Like
Yeah.
the lady acting like a pig is a great example. Like that was amazing.
Yes.
Also, also being chastised by the doctor for being not necessarily the smartest sharpest tool in the shed maybe. I did also put a star for the smell cord.
Oh yeah.
That Dominic asked and Gwen provided. That was very cool.
Oh yeah,
to
that
have
was
that
good.
sort of like bunch of things happening. And then also I think Dominic, you said the Society of Small Men. I think we've all done pretty good at hitting our like interests in the safety tab, right? We have an interest on like classism and cults and religion, and all of those things are kind of like firing off quite a bit, which is something that I like. I like. I mean, like obviously, like this game and the time period is very like full of those things, right? I like to be able to like see them on screen instead of just like playing pretend in the vibes of the time instead of the reality. That's a lot of fun for me. So
Thank you. And Gwen?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to second what a lot of people have said. I really enjoyed both the Giveth move from Mix Latimer, but also wow, you really went for it in that last unseen with the blood sacrifice. It was great.
Yes.
It was like,
Yes.
oh, we're gonna go there. It went dark, and it was wonderful. It's like, okay, we are clearly in. This is an HBO show, not a network show. I love it, and so it was really great. I love Mix Latimer. And Mr. Pike, the long-suffering Mr. Pike. Yeah, it's almost like become like a motif that there's a moment when we see how Mr. Pike could die, but then it luckily doesn't happen. He's like either most fortunate or unfortunate of characters we have, right? Every episode there's like is he gonna? No, he didn't. Thank goodness, right? Oh, is he? No. Right. So I really enjoyed that, and of course, the stepping forward to call the William to pay attention to Mr. Pike instead of, the good doctor was perfect.
Yeah.
And Dominic, yeah, everything what people have said. I loved the smell cord. I love the how you've made William, who initially I was kind of like, what's going on here? Is this a child vampire? Is this, but into just something truly like horrific, you can see, this is why, this is the creature that was killing all of those people, not the just idiosyncratic, odd, or rather eccentric child we met in the upstairs of the Limehouse. And it's a really great creepiness with William. And I've really enjoyed the way you're playing like both forget her name, the mastermind and the man with the sun mask. Those are just such interesting, fascinating, rich, like there's so much going on with those characters, I get the feeling we're just scratching the surface, which is such a lovely, it's perfect for the setting. These are characters with secrets. And, I love the use of masks. I mean, obviously it's a mechanic, but using it in the game, I really think that's a lovely reflection of that.
Yeah. I think with William, like that came from you, like the first of all the decision that he's old, and then the decision that he like, I mean, there was the thing of him giving you the first body, but from there we kind of together went into the direction that he is just a man, and then I think I just went into like making him a very small man, not just physically, but like he is very, very hurt by you rejecting him, and yeah, and you don't have to
He's part of
go
this.
to
Yeah.
to supernatural length to make that kind of a guy creepy.
The Society
Yeah,
of
I
Small
liked how
Men.
you called him.
Yeah,
I liked how you called him a frustrated stalker. Like on the heels of Gwen being like, he's a predator, and we're gonna fucking ice him. Like we're gonna get rid of him, and then you're like, yeah, he is. Also, star for Gwen for using the mask to save Pike. I know, like it was kind of a probably you wouldn't make that decision differently, but like, thank you.
Sure, of course. I got to save my manservant. You know how I like
but-
my
I love
tea.
you.
I mean, yeah, right. I can't
It
lose
takes
you. Right?
ages to teach these people.
yeah. I'm
But
gonna
I
stop
have
the
to
recording.
say,